At first glance, the concept of 5G might seem like merely the next evolution of wireless technology and networks. But thanks to cloud-first, software-based solutions that run on standard computer hardware and open architectures that bring much more flexibility, reliability, and scalability to wireless networks, there are transformational leaps happening every day. Mavenir is an emerging leader in open architecture wireless network infrastructure solutions that are making the promise of an artificial intelligence-driven, connected everything world a reality for everyone. Pardeep, many people would be surprised to learn that wireless telecom networks are actually very closed architectures. There's a few big vendors that make all the hardware and software and dominate the market, and it's not open architecture like the rest of the internet and other applications are. Mavenir is trying to completely reinvent that architecture, and you've deployed some great solutions to do that. What are the key differences between the Mavenir platform and those legacy telecom infrastructure solutions?
No, you're right. We're all using more applications on the devices. The number of devices is increasing. We access a lot of content on our mobile devices. All the content actually runs in a cloud environment. So really in between our devices and the cloud application, there's a telco network, and that's the only thing which today is actually not cloud native, right? It's still running on proprietary systems. It does not adopt the cloud technology. So what Mavenir is actually doing is taking the whole end-to-end software for the telco environment and make it cloud native so that it can actually run as a cloud application.
Well, and the demand is growing so rapidly. Just I think about my own usage of mobile devices, transitioning from talk and text to video consumed nonstop now. How do you help carriers keep up with that growing demand?
No, that's where the whole benefit of having a scalable environment makes sense. Because when you buy a proprietary system, you have to buy it for the peak capacity, whether you use it or not. Right? Typically, like for example, I come from India and there's like a cricket match, and it happens in UK, other places too.
And everybody's got eyes on it.
Everybody has eyes on it, and during the cricket match, the traffic on a mobile environment goes up, 4 times higher. So now, but the cricket match doesn't happen every day. It happens like 3-4 weeks in a year for a few hours in a day, and you have to build your network for the peak capacity for those type of environments. Similarly, New Year holidays, everybody wants to send a message on Happy New Year, and only between 10 o'clock and 1 o'clock, we get the peak traffic, and it's 3-4 times more, but you're building for that capacity. So what we are actually enabling is to be able to scale in and out and without involving humans, right? So this is where the whole concept of artificial intelligence and the full cloud tools which helps in scaling out. So you can have on-demand capacity, which you use it for the time you need it, and then of course you give up and other applications can use it.
The telecom environment is evolving rapidly, and you've got a number of interesting use cases of the Mavenir platform, and including an end-to-end solution you're deploying here in Bermuda with Paradise Mobile, a new carrier, where I happen to be an investor. I'm pretty excited about Paradise, but I'm really curious as why is it interesting for Mavenir to put this much focus on the Paradise opportunity?
There's a lot of talk about 5G and what are the use cases 5G will bring in, but there are really not many clean examples shown and working on an end-to-end basis. So if you go to a museum, let's say go to Washington, D.C., you go to Smithsonian Museum, but the moment you get the AR/VR device, the network guarantees you a fixed, good quality of service slice.
Without the usual delays.
Without the usual delays.
Waiting those latency in the network.
That's correct. And to offer that, you need actually a good coordination across many components in the network. So that's the capability we'll get with Paradise, because Paradise, of course, we are providing an end-to-end solution. It's not a huge network, but it's not small either. Most important, the Paradise founders, I spent quite a bit of time with them, and they are coming with the same vision. They want to bring something new in the market and use their network in Bermuda as a not only testing ground for new applications, but once you create it, produce it, test it, to be also export it.
Thinking even further into the future, there's a lot of promise for democratizing healthcare, for example, and elevating education as well as healthcare, and making it accessible and affordable and available to people that don't have it today. Where do you see Mavenir playing a role in bringing that population up to the Western standards of healthcare and education?
We are working with the partners to be able to do it predictably, where you can actually, when you move a hand in New York, It actually moves a robotic arm in Bermuda. That will enable a lot of different use cases where remotely you can provide healthcare service.